Welcome to yet another episode of The Shift powered by ETH Insights. The Shift showcases business leaders who delve into the intricacies of their fields, uncovering challenges, opportunities, and strategies for moving forward. Stay tuned to The Shift to gain valuable insights from industry experts and stay ahead of the curve. Bharat Fritz Werner was set up in 1961. Since then, its manufacturing technology solutions have contributed to the growth of a variety of industries, from automobiles to aerospace. 2024 was a busy year for the company and saw it set up several new facilities, including India's largest facility for machine building. We have with us here today Ravi Raghavan, Managing Director of Bharat Fritz Werner, who will take us through the company's role in powering India's manufacturing push, the rise of digitization in the machine tool space, and setting up new milestones. Hello, Mr. Raghavan. Welcome to ETH Insights.
Thank you very much.
What role do you see that machine tool builders can play in enhancing high value-added manufacturing?
Machine tools as part of capital goods is the main element in the whole manufacturing setup. Right? If you see any advanced country, they became stronger in manufacturing only because of a strong machine tool industry. Because any manufacturing would need a high quality machine tool. Just to give in a layman's thing, if suppose a component has to be X efficient, the machine tool has to be 10 times more precise and accurate to give that component. So if you want better cars, we need better engines we need better machine tools, right? So machine tools are the backbone of any manufacturing ecosystem. And as we have taken this challenge of Atmanirbhar Bharat, where 25% of our GDP comes from manufacturing, that should all come from not a high volume products but high value products. And you need high volume end products, you need high value adding machine tools. And that's where the role of machine tool becomes that much very important now than it was earlier. Actually, India was leaders. If you see HMTs and some of the private companies like BFW started long time ago. And BFW, our founders, objective was, when somebody asked him why machine tool, he said, I want to be a contributor to the journey of India as a manufacturing company. So I think we had the strong foundation way to build on that.
BFW is India's largest machine tool builder and has a strong global presence. What are some of your key focus areas in where you would contribute to India's role as a high value added manufacturing?
We believe in bringing solutions. One is making a machine, so high quality machines, but then can we give it as a solution, which means that we add automation to that. We talk about Industry 4.0 as a solution, right? So we have all the elements inside and we tell a customer that we are going to give you a complete solution so that you don't have to worry about different elements coming and not getting optimized as a solution, right? With that, he gets the maximum benefit. We had great successes in doing that because one of our philosophies has been partnerships. We have great partnerships with our customers and with our suppliers, and we have co-created products which are, I won't say import substitutes, but a better alternate for the import machines. And these solutions, because we are late starters, we took that advantage, and with the partnership of the customer, understanding his pain point, we've been able to make machines which can be better solutions than the imported machines on many areas. There are many examples. For example, with a Japanese car maker, we developed a machine together. We engineered the machine together. We manufacture, and he buys it for his needs anywhere in the world. And we can't make that machine for anybody else, and he can't buy that machine from anybody else. So these are sort of relationships have helped the whole ecosystem to develop of the manufacturers. And that's where we believe that one company can't do everything. If we bring in technologies together and give a solution to the customer.
In the recent past, you have also pioneered platform engineering to increase your efficiency. What are some of the other interventions or innovations that you are looking forward to stay ahead of the curve?
So we learned this from the auto sector as such, because the way the cars are made, you build it on a platform, which was not a practice in machine tools, especially in Indian machine tools. And we thought As the volume goes up, scaling would become an issue. Later on, servicing and spares would be an issue. So we spent a lot of time in developing platforms. This is more of putting a lot of efforts in the beginning to understand the whole range, where it will be used, what is the engineering to be done. So initial time is longer, but over the years it has helped us a lot. Otherwise we would have never been able to scale the way we scaled in the last 4-5 years at a CAGR of 30-32%, and the capital goods is extremely difficult. So it has helped us. Now the product is there. How do you scale in a manufacturing setup? That's where it has helped us to make a flow manufacturing in machine tool, again, which was not a prevalent practice in machine tools. We borrowed this knowledge again from the automobile industry. We got in people, youngsters from automobile companies, and said, we want to make it the way cars are made. And we sort of got some knowledge which we are using. For example, what is the takt time of a machine building was never a thought, never a parameter for us. Now we are measuring what is the takt time of machine building. So these are concepts that we brought in from the other industry. We believed in what is called as the convergence and diversity. So diversity was bringing in one we call gender, right? Yeah. When we talk about diversity, we only focus on gender. So we said 30% of our engineers, people who really directly add value to the machine, should be women. And we have absolutely fantastic young girls who are doing amazing work. One has to see to believe.
You also have an industry first gender initiative.
Yeah, so we also were awarded for the STEM, women in STEM. Then our diversity goes beyond gender. We said geography, so that we bring in people with different thought processes. That makes a greater team. Then we said diversity from skill. So we brought in from different industry. We don't have too many people from machine tool industry, but we people who have been from precision manufacturing, who have been users of machine tool and things like that. So that all came together for a convergence. So that knowledge is getting converged. So we are using the best practices of everything, every industry, every background, to bring in processes which were not prevalent in machine tool. It has given us a lot of benefit in the last few years, and still there is a lot of scope to do that.
Talking about, you mentioned scaling up. So talking about it, you also completely digitized your Hosur plant. What have some of your key learnings from that, and how do you think that digitization, AI, automation, that can help really scale up Indian manufacturing industry?
So we started, first of all, we agreed that as a management that digitization would be the way forward. And that has to be driven from the top. So I had to agree, I had to get convinced, and I had to push. That was the first step we took. Then we made a vision, we made a purpose of what we want to achieve with this. We formed a team. We didn't want to glamorize it, we didn't want to do it for the purpose of showing to others, but for the benefit of us. That was another culture we wanted to inculcate. Otherwise, we all get carried away to show very glamorous digitization solutions. We put up a young team. We developed the solution ourselves instead of engaging an external agency. So we developed our own IoT system, the software, our own hardware. The idea was, when we implement in our factories, we have a close team which understands the need and is able to develop as fast as possible. Otherwise, we are giving away a lot of process knowledge to somebody. And the way the industry was going so fast, the IoT industry, you don't know if that person would be interested tomorrow to work. These were the basic steps we did. Digitization is not expensive if we really understand the purpose and the benefit of it. So we did small things, small successes, and went on to do bigger things. It brings in transparency. Transparency brings in the trust in the whole system, including the customer. Because we had given him access even to the production system inside the factory. So a customer can in real time see the status of his machine and also any parameters in that, what are the readings that we had taken. We don't hide anything. Yes, it's a journey. There may be some gaps. We are improving upon it. But when the transparency comes, the minimum productivity improvement you can get is 10%. It's automatic because the visibility of data to so many people can, you can find out improvement areas and act on that. And so many people are saying, so it's a collective contribution. So all our machines are getting connected. Even the machines that we give to our customers, we connected their machines, their factories, so they are seeing the benefits. And 5 years ago, we thought this is the way forward. So we started a new subsidiary called M2 Next, which is purely into smart facilities. I won't say factories because we have now started doing for warehouse and other places as well. So it's a cyber physical automation. So not only data and IoT, but also on whatever physical automation like robotics and gantry we can do. And every day we are finding more and more opportunities as we enter.
I think this plant, it also helped you treble your annual production. But along the way, I'm sure there must have been challenges and new learnings. What was the most unexpected of them all?
The most unexpected was things are very easy. Right? Things which we thought were difficult are actually easy. What I would say is we all get worried that this all will be very expensive, right? And we also thought, so we did take a little bit more time because we thought we will spread the budget and do. But as we did, we found it's not very expensive. There are solutions which are inexpensive. Skill is one challenge. We had to sell this to the youngsters. For that, you have to create a nicer environment. Today, we have about 3 girls who are computer engineers working in the shop floor. Right? Now they are able to equate that, the digitization, what I would have done in the office, I'm writing C programs inside the shop floor. The shop floors are as neat as the IT offices. The talk that's happening there is very similar to what happens in offices. But the difference is here I see the result of what I had done. There I don't know, I'm part of a big thing, or I'm doing for somebody else. So all this took a little bit time, but once they realize, it's becoming easier. So if you ask me, the challenge is to convince youngsters to come and show them your manufacturing facility, that it's not that old facility where the smell of oil and the grease is there. What we are talking is a high-tech shop floor. And many of the companies are like that today in India. Very, very beautiful shop floors where actually now electronic and computer engineers should come to the shop floor. There's plenty of opportunities to do here. So let's take a machine tool. What's really changed much is not much on metallurgy, not much on physics. Nothing has changed in physics. It's the mathematics going into the software and the electronics that is making the whole difference. And that's happening in the shop floor. So if you ask me the challenge was only convincing. But once they saw some examples, it became much easier.
Talking about a bit more about women at shop floor. The last such disruption came with industrialization that made shop floors or such industries more accessible to women. Now we see the same happening with AI and automation. So how do you see these technologies have created a more level playing field for women across all processes or roles?
So we make extremely heavy and big machines. Okay, so psychologically it was a girl in a 21, 22 age group, standing in front of a casting which is 20 tons, 100 times of her size. Mentally we were not able to picturize. But just look at it. She has today everything to, support her in doing that work. It's actually not physical work that she is doing. It's that skill she is doing. So for her, it's so very easy. Our learning was in all the skill work we are putting women. They are so very skillful and so fast in learning that the most toughest job we are able to give to women. Technologically, the learning is very fast because we made AR, VR to support. But more than that, once it is digitized, you have the processes in front of you. You have the SOPs in front of you. You have the data in front of you. So you don't have to really remember too many things. And if you do Pokayoke using technology, there's hardly any chance of making a mistake. Now, women are more disciplined, right? So this actually has aided them to do. The shop floors today are fairly well equipped with automation, like we assemble in a conveyor. So she doesn't have to carry anything with even a crane, right? Physical, ergonomic things are much easier for her. Of course, the women-related things we have done many. Like for example, we had to adjust a lot of heights because the height of women was say 3 inches lower than average men. So the areas where they were working, we had to adjust to that level. So things like that we had to change. Otherwise, I think use of technology would present a very level playing field for women. 20% of women in shop floor is a big number. We never thought we'll ramp up so fast. Many are very eager to come in from very small towns. For them, it's a matter of pride when they see technology in the shop floors. And that it's not hard work, it's not heavy work you're doing, but you're doing very skillful work that creates so much of excitement. Many of the people have spoken to those girls, and that has changed their perspective. Like we had a delegation from the government, and when they spoke to the girls one-on-one, why did you join? Why not an office? The answers they gave is very, very heartening to see. We have example of 2 girls who got pressure from their parents to get married, and they said that they will only marry if they are allowed to work, continue to work here. And the parents were fortunate to find a boy around that area. They married and they're continuing. And we have a creche. One of them, I think, one of them have children who are in the creche. And if you see in the evening, you have all the employees going and you have a lady with a child going with them. It's a different feeling. And I am very sure in the next few years, this will multiply. And
I'm sure your shop floor has many an empowering story.
Yeah, it is. And I think it's very important that people speak to them one-on-one. Then people like us talking, when they tell their stories, it's so convincing and a lot for us to learn. Like for example, we had to go to the villages, talk to their parents, because they have never come out of that village or town.
Yeah.
And this girl is, many of them, they were so talented. We had to convince them, we had to get the parents to our facility, show them this is where she's going to work. She's very safe. You go by the company bus. This is how we drop them at the doorstep. This is how once they're convinced, they feel comfortable. So this is all hard work, extra, effort to do. But then they create stories. One girl, then she talks to the other girl, she talks to the... So they become messengers and then it becomes very easy.
It's like when they feel that they're taken care of, physical, psychological safety, and they're reassured.
Yeah, absolutely.
Moving slightly away from this and looking at the larger picture of BFW's global presence, I think you have about 50,000 machines across the world.
Now 65.
Now 65,000. How do you ensure continuous improvement to match the evolving demands of the customer?
It's a journey. We have to keep on doing. There's no end to it. And the demands are sort of increasing much faster than it was earlier. The obsolescence is becoming much faster. So the only way is to be ahead of the curve. We said that we will not make good products, but we'll make the best solutions for solving the customer problem. So more than making a better product, we are spending more time in understanding the issues and the concerns of the customer. And if we do anything that can solve the customer problem, I think that's a good product. Not that we make a very high-tech product, but then neither the customer is able to pay for that, neither it's solving its problem. So, the crux is spending more time with the customer to understand what his issues or what he wants to do that he is not able to address with the present machines, and see that if we can get. We have enough experience, we have much wider product range, we have everything, but that all can be beneficial only if the end customer gains. So we write BFW enabling progress. So we want with our machines that a customer progresses. We just don't want that he buys, that's it. So, we can keep doing a sales pitch and he buys. That was not the intent. But if we can add value so that he progresses, the customer progresses, our supplier progresses, and our employee progresses. So enabling progress is a real purpose for which we program.
Mr. Raghavan, in April last year, BFW also set up a manufacturing milestone by building the largest facility for machine tool building. What is your outlook on the growth of manufacturing sector in the country?
Yeah, so I believe there's a very good opportunity for India now to make a strong presence in manufacturing. Fortunately, I'm part of a capital goods policy committee of CIR, which we're working with MHI. And when I look at the numbers, when we build it from the bottom, a $30 trillion economy is possible. It's very much possible for us. And 25% can come out of manufacturing in that GDP. If we have to do, everybody has to grow 8 to 10 times from now. What India will do and should do is go to a higher value addition than to do high volume, lower cost, lower value addition things. Anyway, the GDP can come, but better way for us as an India model should be a higher value addition product. I very strongly believe we are in the correct path. We will need it for social reasons with the demography that we have, and also the opportunity that the globe presents us with the present geopolitical situation. We are the best at this point, and all of us should take benefit out of it. Looking at that, we thought from a capacity point of view, we shouldn't be constrained. Last 3-4 years, we could have grown faster, but we had a constraint of capacity. And as a company, we were not able to. And that should not happen. And that's why I would suggest everybody to be ahead of the curve. I don't think there is any negative, any reason that can pull us back. Skill development is something that we will have to focus. Everybody can say the government should do so much, government can do limited. But I think all of us, we expect a ready-made skill available for us to work on. That may not be possible, we'll have to work hard to do that. But I think all of us will have to do one thing, and that is to bring in pride within ourselves for a country and the local content. There are countries, many of them developed. They don't like to import products. They developed and they support the ecosystem to develop the products in-house. And that should be our intent in India. If we have pride in our own ecosystem, in our own MSMEs, in our own smaller companies, in our own machine tool builders, in our own capital goods people, I think we can do much more. Today, an imported machine may be slightly better. They may be slightly cheaper. But then, if we keep on importing so much, we are not building a manufacturing country. We are creating an assembly country, which is harmful. Germany, if they are strong today, they have a very strong machine tool industry. They have a very strong capital good industry. Right? They believe in their own people. They developed their own companies who can support that. If we do that, so for me, more than hard part, this soft aspect of pride and confidence on our own ecosystem is more important. We'll make mistakes. All of us will make mistakes, but If that partnership between the customer and the one supplying is there, jointly we can do much more better things than the other countries supplying us solutions. So I am very bullish, and I see that India is in the right path. The speed at which we will have to grow will be the challenge. I don't see that opportunity would be the challenge, but the opportunities would be so much that will we be able to cater to that. That would be the challenge, and we all should be prepared for that.
So from people to process and pride, I think you are enabling progress in all these spheres. Thank you, Mr. Raghavan, for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.